What's up, everybody? We got a banger today, guys. A banger. This one is by, of course, the biggest Irish YouTuber of all time, Jacksepticeye. Jacksepticeye. Just kidding, guys. That's pretty insulting. But Jacksepticeye is a good guy. We're going to go into his video, dive into it. The video is called The Worst Time of My Life, and 2.3 million views. Of course, a lot of views, guys. Crazy amount of views. And just talking about mental health, and his mental health specifically, I'm sure he's had a rough time, you know, even with the whole YouTube thing, guys. It can be crazy. Of course, you know, living here in in Ireland, you know, it's very easy to relate to a lot of stuff that he says growing up here and stuff like that. I think he says he lives somewhere else. I didn't watch the full video yet, but like, comment, subscribe, buy some merch, guys. Check out my merch as well. And obviously, go check out my Patreon. I have a lot of uncensored videos there. This one should be interesting, guys, because I would think a guy with so much money and status and power and just everything is so mentally strong. But unfortunately, you know, I think he goes on to say that he's actually not, guys. Super sad. So let me know your thoughts. Drop them down below. And yeah, let's go, man.
I wanted to come on here and talk a bit more about mental health and specifically some of the struggles that I've gone through in my life as a person, because we have Thankmas coming up on December 6th. Tickets are on sale. You can go get.
What the heck is Thankmas? So Thankmas is obviously crisis text line. Samaritans is like, you know, they're his type of suicide chat line. So if you guys ever feel depressed and stuff like that, you can actually tune into that. Okay, and yeah, YouTube is a hard work, guys. YouTube, you're in the public eye every single day. You know, you're doing a lot of terrible, you know, harmful stuff. You know, whatever. But most of us just do pretty regular content. You know, but it's cool, man. Thankmas. Okay.
Tickets are on sale. You can go get them. And that's partly why I'm here, is to try and promote that and sell more tickets and get more people in and raise.
So he's using the video to talk about his depression and also to sign up for his Thankmas.
Raise more awareness for it so we can raise more money for charity. But also, I wanted to open up the conversation about mental health a bit more and share some of the stuff that I've been through. A lot of times people see other people in positions of success and they think that, oh, they must have it all, or they've achieved success, and I'm struggling quite a bit. But I think a lot of people come to me with their stories about their lives because I've talked about the struggles that I've been through in my life. I don't know, maybe encourage other people to kind of talk about their own struggles, not only in the comments of this video. Feel free to vent all you want. Like other YouTubers and other people.
Feel free to vent in my comments as well, guys. It's a public free platform. I love you all. Come on.
In the comments of this video, feel free to vent all you want. Like other YouTubers and other people of influence and other people who are in these positions where I think talking about mental health can have huge knock-on effects positively for people. I personally gravitate towards people who are able to be vulnerable, who are able to be open and transparent and honest and talk about the stuff they've been through, but not.
I personally don't do that, guys. I personally don't talk too much about it, which probably isn't good. You know, I'm very mentally strong. I would say I'm extremely mentally strong. Perfect mental health. But I feel like the more you talk about it to your family and stuff is good. You know, you should open up to people. I'm very open book, guys. I feel like I always talk about everything. I don't really care. I can talk about anything. You know, that's one of my brilliant characteristics about myself, I would say. Never feel down or anything like that because I'm able to talk about stuff. And you guys should talk about things too. But just not in sort of a complaining type of way, guys, like you're looking for sympathy, which he isn't. But, you know, talk about it in a genuine manner, you know.
Not really let it define who they are as people. And I try and live my life that way as well. I've been going to therapy now for the last 2 years very frequently, like at least once a week. And I think it's had a huge influence on me as a person, and trying to view myself differently and trying to go easier on myself, and a lot of the struggles that I've been through as a kid and things like that I didn't realize I had gone through. In 2017, I talked about having the worst year of my life and having some of the biggest mental health struggles that I've ever had. And I think mainly I started getting my confidence sort of shook.
Damn, and 2017 was what, like the main kind of time for him doing YouTube? Like it was like the main, like that's when he was the biggest, okay? Because I did research quite a bit on this, or maybe it was after he was done.
Because of different things that had happened that year publicly. In like 2014.
What happened that year publicly? Did he break up with someone, or did someone die or something?
2014 to 2016, I think that was probably the biggest years of my career in terms of like growth, relevance, people tuning in, the amount of people.
What's up, Trigon X?
Who were just so enamored with the Jacksepticeye channel and would just do anything to watch it and come home every day from school and watch it so much, or college or work. I feel like those are probably the golden years of probably just gaming on YouTube in general. 27.
Yeah, when he talks about the golden years, I feel that because, you know, YouTube isn't something where you can stay on one topic forever. I know he's still in gaming, but you actually have to like switch and turn, and you have to do different actually you have to keep reinventing yourself. Like, you have to keep reinventing yourself. It's kind of tough. It's actually one of the toughest things to do in the world. Once you have that core fan base, you can kind of, you know, go anywhere and do anything, but it's very tough to get that subscriber base first.
17, I felt like a lot of stuff was starting to shift, and I personally didn't really know what I was doing and where I was going, and I struggled a lot with my identity. I realized that I was doing YouTube so vigorously for so long that I was starting to get a bit burnt out in it, and I needed to take some more breaks for myself. But in taking breaks, you stop the treadmill that you've been on. A lot of people were watching me because they've just done it all the time, and when you kind of put a stop on that, they realize, oh man, I realized that I don't even want to watch this anymore, and they don't really come back after that.
It's really true, guys. Like I said, like, you know, one YouTuber said recently, like, streaming is the hardest thing in the world. It's harder than a 9 to 5. It's not that it's harder physically, you know, but mentally it's very tough because you have to kind of keep on that treadmill. Like, I put up 3 videos a day for the last 2.5 years. Like, I'm going to keep that up for the next 10 years. Like, I'm not going to let up on that. Like, 4 videos a day, 6 videos a day for the next 10 years. Like, that's what you have to do, guys. Unfortunately, it's a ton of work, man.
Totally fine. That's how humans work. But for me as a person, I didn't really know how to deal with any of that. I didn't know how to take breaks. I didn't know where I fit in the
You really can't take breaks.
YouTube landscape anymore. And I was pushing myself through a lot of stuff to just do. I was just doing. And I wasn't happy with my life. I was in a relationship that I wasn't happy with. That was very bad for my mental health. It's done.
We've all been there. Yeah, relationship's terrible. Try Gone Ex brother. I haven't had a haircut for 3 years. Alright, shout out to you, brother. Don't get that haircut. You like Jacksepticeye. You and him together have not got a haircut for 4 or 5 years.
That relationship's over. We can move on. I want to be able to talk about things openly without people having to start throwing stones in my defense in any different direction. That's not what this community's ever been about. There was a lot of stuff like that where being in a relationship that was bad for me mentally, being in a position that I was in career-wise that was kind of bad for me mentally, sort of forcing my way through things without thinking. That was the first time where I ever had to like wrestle with who I was and what was happening with me, and people's sort of opinions and ideas around me changed, and it was quite hard for me to figure that out. I'm such a people pleaser person that when any sort of dissent comes my way, I have like younger child, neglectful parent rejection sensitivity. My barriers go up. I start making jokes and try and figure out why people don't like me, and I have a really hard, or at least I used to have a much harder time with people.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you shouldn't be caring really what other people in this industry say about you. You know, it's a hard thing to wrestle with. He says like he gets defensive. If you get any sort of dissent, you know, that's why it's good to basically be on Twitter. Because you understand, you see the controversy, you see the aggro that people have. You know, you need to experience that a little bit, guys. Because, you know, there's no... And you actually, when you harness that, you get more of a following. You know? So, don't care about when people hate me. I love when people hate me. Matter of fact, I follow the hate. I don't really get any hate, guys. It's ridiculous. I'm trying to get a following, and I get no hate. It's unbelievable.
Not liking me. And in 2017, a lot of that came to a head, where at the end of the year, during Christmas, I was alone. Purposefully, like I could have been around more people if I wanted to be, but I wanted to figure out like, okay, end of the year, I want to know who I am and what I'm doing, and I want to be by myself, and I just want to think and figure things out. I remember especially over the Christmas period, that's usually the time when people are together more, and I wanted to see if I could weather that alone, because I realized that I never really tried to be by myself more and kind of like treat myself as a friend. I had never done that before, and like sit by yourself and your own thoughts and see what they were actually saying to you instead of filling it with work and other people. That was probably the roughest time ever, because I was trying to fill my time with games, and I was playing a lot of Persona 5, which...
I don't even know what game that is. Oh, actually, talking about video games. I love video games. I played video games my whole life. I'm a Warzone kind of guy. I used to play 16 hours a day during lockdown in Galway, just sitting in my bedroom, just playing during lockdown, 16 hours a day. It was crazy, guys. I loved it though. I absolutely loved it. But I'll tell you this, man. Definitely playing video games it's a vice. You know, it's like drinking. It's like having too much sex with women. It's like anything. Smoking. You know, traveling too much is a big vice. Buying cars is a big vice. Buying expensive shit all the time is kind of a bit of a vice. Everything is a vice. It's like a distraction from your purpose, you know? So keep up, focus on the purpose.
Great game, by the way. I was playing that at one point and I just paused it and I was kind of like sitting there and I bawled my eyes out. I didn't know if people even cared about me. I started thinking about suicide for the first time in my life. I mean, not the first time.
And it's pretty sad because, you know, a lot of gamers that I know, guys, they cry a lot and stuff like that. And I think it's because, you know, you're progressing in the game, but you're not progressing in reality. It's like an escape. It's like drinking, smoking. You always feel worse the day after. Like, this is just a fact, guys. This is just a fact. I'm kind of a coach. I'm a fitness coach as well. But I have a lot of sense when it comes to this type of thing, guys. I have a lot of knowledge when it comes to vices because I was there, guys. You know, I was the exact same way. Everyone's the exact same, bro. You know, crying and stuff like that is terrible, man. You shouldn't be crying when you have all this money, status, power, people love you, you know?
I just paused and I was kind of like sitting there and I bawled my eyes out. I didn't know if people even cared about me. I started thinking about suicide for the first time in my life. I mean, not the first time, but this was the first time that I legitimately thought about it as a thing for me. Like, I thought about the act of doing it and everything. And I caught myself in that moment and realized that that's, like, the first time that that's ever happened, I realized that something's wrong. That I didn't really entertain that for that long, but
I think one of the issues as well is, like, you have all this money as a YouTuber. Normally as a social media personality, you have all this massive amounts of money, okay, tons of money, but your purpose may not be so driven because, honestly, nobody does care about you unless you, like, are, like, someone, like, with a cult following. You're, like, a sort of guru giving out advice to people and helping change people's lives, you know, because gaming is temporary. You know, a lot of YouTube is temporary. Even the platform. Like, you need to be a guru and talk about politics, talk about real life stuff that's happening in the world. You know, that's how you get a cult-like following and people to actually listen to you and understand what you're saying. When you're just basically talking about games or I'm talking about music, you know, I can just die tomorrow and nobody's going to care. Okay? It's still on that level, guys. You know, you have to be that next level kind of guy, man. You know, you have to get to that next level where you're giving people good advice.
It was the first time in my life where I was like, would people even miss me if I was gone?
For him, he has 30 million followers, so they would for sure. But for someone like me, guys, they probably wouldn't. I mean, even him, like, because, you know, there's no, like, cult-like following, but he gets millions of subscribers. He gets millions of views. They definitely would because he has a cult-like following. But for someone like me, guys, and, you know, just many people, they probably wouldn't.
And that sort of set off alarm bells in my head that wasn't normal for me. I'd never really thought that as seriously as that before. So that was where the sort of PMA...
I think too much thinking as well. There's too much thinking going on. You know, just enjoy life as well, you know. Just don't think too much about the negative shit. It's like a good way to get yourself down.
Stuff was born from in all of 2018 because that was going to be my mantra, to kind of treat myself better, not sweat smaller things. And
what does PMA mean, chat? PMA. What does that mean?
And I realized that something's wrong. That I didn't really entertain that for that long, but it was the first time in my life where I was like, would people even miss me if I was gone? And that sort of set off alarm bells in my head that wasn't normal for me. I'd never really thought that as seriously as that before. So that was where the sort of PMA stuff was born from in all of 2018 because that was going to be my mantra, to kind of treat myself better, not sweat smaller things, and try and be a bit more positive towards myself. But I wanted to have sort of a mantra for myself to kind of like help me get through the day and be a bit more optimistic about things, because it's easy to sort of dwell in that negative space and then not know what to do with it. And I definitely got to like my rock bottom. After that,
definitely don't dwell.
I really made a concerted effort to kind of like figure myself out and to work on myself and to try and go easier on myself. Didn't work. It wasn't until probably...
I would actually suggest go harder on your work. You know, focus more on your work if you're in that depression state. Just focus.
Last year or this year that I feel like I finally started cutting myself some slack. I've got a much better, healthier relationship with my channel and my work and just my personal life, and I've started to value different things a bit more. But it's still a struggle all the time. I mean, I live here in Brighton, and we have some people that we can hang out with, like PJ and Sophie are always around.
Yeah, Brighton. That's kind of funny. Shout out to Brighton. I think Ren lives there as well. Shout out to Ren.
And as good friends, but I used to have so many more friends who lived in Brighton, and now they all kind of moved away, which again is fine. They're allowed to do that. But I realized how lonely I started to get, and I watched a video one time talking about like,
bro, invite me over anytime, brother. Invite your Irish brother over anytime. We can discuss things. We can motivate each other. I'm a big guy, 6'3", bro, 245, 112 kilos. I motivate people back from the dead, and this is the thing, guys. People need life coaches. I don't even want money from people. I do it for free for Irish people. And to be honest with you, I do anything for free for Irish people. Everybody else has to pay, but a few Irish people have to pay as well. But like, you know, we should be motivating each other. We should be helping each other, guys. You know, Jacksepticeye here is obviously real down, depressed. You know, I can't get a line with him. You know, I can't get up with him because, I mean, I don't have his phone number or anything like that. But maybe this video might reach him. Like, you need to basically be around strong people and strong, resilient people. You need to have people that give you words of encouragement. You need to have people that bring you up, guys, that actually motivate you. Your friends, I know like it's pretty lame to say, but the only reason you have friends is to actually kind of like motivate you and say, this guy's good, this guy's dude's good, you know, fair play, man, good job on that, like, and try and praise you on your stuff and help you and motivate you to be better, guys. You know, if your friends are talking shit or slagging, we call it slagging in Galway, you know. In Ireland, we say, oh, your friends are slagging you. That's some dumb shit, guys. We need words of encouragement to actually help people. You know what I mean?
like male loneliness in your 30s. And apparently that's a big thing for a lot of men when they hit 30 to kind of like reevaluate their lives. And for me, it definitely was a case of figuring out where I fit in things.
I'm about to turn 30 next year. I turned 30 in a year, guys. And, you know, I don't sweat it at all. I don't sweat anything in life. Because I know I work my goddamn ass off. That's what's God is going to reward me with this shit, you know. He's going to reward you guys. And, you know, Jacksepticeye has been rewarded. People need to go and visit, like, shit countries. Tomorrow, guys, I'm going to Eastern Europe, okay? I'm going with my family to Eastern Europe. And I'm obviously fully Irish. My dad is from Galway and stuff. But I've said it before, guys. When you go to these poor places, it really motivates you, for one, and it makes you feel grateful. Oh, my God, thank the Lord for this good life. You know what I mean? You need to go to like flipping, you know, some slums of Sudan. Go to China, North Africa. You know, my grandma from North Africa. Go to these really places that are super poor, you know.
Some friendships that I had weren't what I thought they were. They weren't as good as I thought they were, and
I haven't watched this video yet, guys. What did I tell you? I even called it. Some friendships weren't that good. You need to have like proper friends that motivate you. The only reason you have friends, fuck all this slagging bullshit. I hate this word slagging. We used to say it in school. Oh, I'm just slagging. Motherfucker, you talk shit about me, I'm gonna fight your fucking dumb ass. I mean, not to my friends. My friends are cool. But anyone else, guys, you talking shit, bro, that's it. It's on. Like Donkey Kong. You know what I mean? And, you know, we need to cut this slagging bullshit out of the Irish culture. Irish culture is fun. I love it, right? But, and you can make fun of people. I'm not so uptight that you can't make fun of me. But when you're down, when you feel low, and you go to your friends, and they make you feel even lower. Dude, this isn't a sarcastic time. Like, this is a time of, like, need and help. And these people that he's around are just dickheads. You know, I just stopped talking to a lot of people, guys, because most people are just dickheads. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't feel motivated around them. I didn't feel like I actually had drive around them. And fucking goddamn it, if you guys don't feel motivated around these people, just stop talking to them. You know what I mean? Straight up.
It was a case of figuring out where I fit in things. Some friendships that I had weren't what I thought they were. They weren't as good as I thought they were, and I felt sort of discarded and devalued as a person. And I'm also someone who will put the blame entirely on myself for that.
Fuck that. I wouldn't put any blame on you, brother. You're successful. All your friends were probably just loser, jealous friends. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, they're just losers and jealous. Like, that's it, bro. You know what I mean? And don't hang out with these people.
Those moments, and then just be like, well, clearly there's something wrong with me because more people don't want to hang out with me, or trying to like...
I'd love to hang out with you, brother. But not hang out. You see, this is the thing, guys. People think, oh, my friends want to hang out. Guys, you should be motivating your friends to work your ass off so we get rich and have lots of money and have a good time together. You know what I mean? This sort of hanging out just to get drunk and hang out together is bullshit, guys. And I do it with some of my friends because you need to release like once a week. But I'm talking about the people that you work with or the people that you know, build with. You know, that's, you know, you kind of have to push that next level type of thing, right?
keep friendships that are online only is very difficult for me because I just don't like doing that. I need that face-to-face personal connection. I think,
dude, the internet is the internet is bullshit, guys. Like, this whole friendship online, this is not even real life friendship, guys. Whenever I ring people, I get them to like video chat me, instantly, because you don't even know who the hell you're talking to. I mean, obviously, it's sometimes other words people, but you need to be video chatting people, guys. Nowadays, half you guys, like, if you were to ring somebody, Gen Z or something, they think you're a weirdo, right? Ringing people, right? It's all text now, text, right? But you don't get mannerisms, you don't get euphemisms, you don't get any of this. If you don't get like the personality on text, it's really tough to do that, right? You need to actually see the person. Like, it's very tough to be texting and not getting that person. You need to be able to see the person. You understand?
I think going through COVID, there was a lot of people who were going through the same situation where they were all locked inside and we couldn't go anywhere. And I felt like, we're all sort of going through the same thing, and it made it a bit easier. But after that, when the world started opening up again and everyone was hanging out with each other again, I kind of like sat around and I'm like, I don't have that many like close friendships that I can kind of like lean on to talk to people. And that kind of scares.
That kind of sucks, guys, because if you don't have family to talk to, and family are the only people that really have your back, guys. A lot of people, like, thank God I have a brother to talk shit to, right? With family, bro, they're the people that truly have your back. Everybody else is kind of come and goes, so.
Scared me because then I like lean more into YouTube and you guys as an audience, and that's also not that healthy for me to do. And I still kind of struggle with it. I get pretty lonely like very often. And I've started to like notice some of the patterns in like the relationships I have with other men, and the kind of like I'm kind of like still seeking out.
I think he chopped it there probably to say like other girls as well. And that's the thing, guys, like I don't know, does he hit the gym? You need to hit the gym, get your confidence up. If you're not hitting the gym, you're really not going to be confident in life. I mean, it's just truly what it is, You're not going to have a high blood oxidation level. You're just not going to feel good without hitting the gym. But relationships with women, guys, they just won't respect you as well if you're not hitting the gym, if you're not doing these certain things to improve your life. The money is good, but the money only takes you so far. It's only half the battle. If you're a skinny little twig, or if you're a fat guy hopping out of your Lamborghini, it doesn't matter, bro. You need to be more well-rounded. You know what I mean? You want to be jacked hopping out that Lamborghini. Real talk, guys. You want to be jacked hopping out the Lamborghini. If you're this fat guy hopping out your Lamborghini, you look like an idiot, bro. Like, straight up, bro. You look like an idiot.
Turns in like the relationships I have with other men, and the kind of like I'm kind of like still seeking out big brothers because I feel like my.
And I don't know if he's married or in a relationship or anything, but your girlfriend is good to have, guys, but you need family and you need brothers and stuff to rely on.
Brothers weren't really there for me as much as I wanted when I was younger, or like.
I'm telling him everything. He's just selling it back.
Others, because I feel like my brothers weren't really there for me as much as I wanted when I was younger, or like I'm a person who really likes connecting with other people, but I don't have much opportunity to do that in the position that I'm in, like here where I live now. And it takes quite a considerable amount of effort to make it happen, which is also energy that I don't have most of the time, because if you're depressed and you have ADHD, your brain is not really working the way you want it to. I'm also getting a test for autism next week because I'm pretty sure I'm also autistic, which makes it harder for me to kind of like retain friendships, because it could be ADHD as well, but I also feel like I'm a very like out of sight, out of mind, and then it's difficult to describe, but it's a
unpopular opinion. This gets a lot of hate for saying this, but I think ADHD and all this stuff is bullshit. Like, all my life growing up throughout school, everyone said, Chris, you have ADHD, because I had loads of energy. I was working out 3 times a day, 4 times a day, and then I was flipping, running upstairs. I was, doing jumping jacks. I was crazy. In Ireland, we don't say you're ADHD. In Ireland, we just say he's full of beans. Like, sure he is. He's full of beans. Like, like you have a lot of energy. Unpopular opinion, I know, but I don't know, man. I just think that getting a test for autism, the guy is clearly a smart guy. If you're able to blow up on the internet like this, like, you clearly have a brain in your head. I think he is very harsh on himself, and bro, I would love to give him a call, but Irish people don't really don't really stick together, unfortunately, guys. You know, a lot of Irish creators don't really stick together, unfortunately, and you know, it is what it is, man. I call him, I'm like, bro, like, really not, you know, you're not autistic, you don't have ADHD. It's bullshit.
A lot of the stuff that I'm doing work on myself for, but in the last couple of years, I've opened up some wounds that I didn't know were there, and I've picked at some scabs emotionally to try and like get to the depths of why I feel certain things and why I am the way I am. And it's been quite uncomfortable to do that. And sometimes I'll leave therapy and I'll just be so drained that I won't be able to do anything for the rest of the day.
Yeah, exactly. Another unpopular opinion. Do not go to therapy. Because what therapy does, guys, you're just like constantly talking about the negative stuff in your life. Your brain only does one thing. Okay? It reinforces what you say about yourself. So when you talk about yourself being depressed, anxiety, this and that, you keep telling yourself that, you do become that. It's not like you release it. Everyone thinks, oh man, if I listen to sad music when I break up with my girlfriend, I release the sadness. No. You actually get worse. If I tell you guys, think about monkeys, don't think about monkeys, don't think about monkeys, don't think about monkeys, all you can think about is monkeys. Or don't think about elephants, don't think about elephants. All you think about is elephants. You understand? So your mind reinforces everything. It only has one option. Okay, so if you guys tell yourself every day, I'm the best, I'm the greatest of all time, I'm happy, I'm this, I'm that, you become that. You understand, guys? It's positive reinforcement. This negative reinforcement, this negative thinking is bullshit.
And why I am the way I am. And it's been quite uncomfortable to do that. And sometimes I'll leave therapy and I'll just be so drained that I won't be able to do anything for the rest of the day.
Fuck therapy, dude. I would tell you the first thing to do, stop going to therapy. That is the biggest load of bullshit. Ring me, bro. Ring my ass. Email me. I'll fucking ring you. We'll get that shit sorted in a jiffy, bro. And this is me reaching out to the biggest YouTuber in Ireland, which, you know, again, he's probably not going to see this, but maybe he will. Hopefully he does. You know, I'm telling you, the mainstream stuff that they tell us is bollocks, guys.
I left therapy 2 weeks ago, and I was talking about a particularly difficult subject, which, again, is also difficult for me because sometimes I can't talk about the things publicly because it involves other people that will start turning into something that I don't want it to. And
nah, fuck that, dude. Talk about everything talk about everything publicly. I talk about anything publicly. Ask me any questions. I'll talk about anything publicly. I don't give a shit, guys. You know what I mean? That's how you should be, an open book.
It's very difficult for me to not be able to like be honest and not be truthful and not kind of like speak my mind when I'm kind of like, I have to put the safety on or I have to be like dumbed down or muted a bit. I have a difficult time with that. It's also something I'm trying to like learn to deal.
Yeah, definitely shouldn't mute yourself. Never be afraid to be who you are, you know? Never be afraid to be who you are, guys. It's a big one. It's a real big one. You know, because people are afraid to speak their mind. People are afraid to, you know, hurt people's feelings. But let me tell you guys, the biggest regret is not speaking your mind. In life, the biggest regret is not being honest with yourself.
Deal with, but when I left therapy like 2 weeks ago, I left and I was like, I think that was a good session. We talked about a lot of good stuff, and I just left and met up with Evelyn afterwards, and I just bawled my eyes out. And it was just like such a release that I like said stuff that I didn't really say out loud before. It just felt really.
And that's the thing. You may think that the crying is a release, but it's not, dude. It's not. You said you're crying a lot after the therapy because you don't feel good after it, guys. You know, making money, progressing in life, that's what makes you feel good. And that comes from hard work. Only comes from hard work. Okay, so just keep on your grind, brother.
It was just like such a release that I like said stuff that I didn't really say out loud before. It just felt really healthy to do that. Like you have to go through a lot of the difficult stuff to kind of come out the other side a bit better. And I'm not saying any of this stuff to sort of paint myself in a victim light, or I'm not trying to like put pity on myself or anything. I think anybody that's watched me for any length of time knows that I don't view myself that way or try not to.
I don't think that it comes off like that at all. I just think you want to express yourself more. You know, be open with the people. You know, speak your mind, guys. Don't ever be censoring yourself. I never censor myself. I'm
talking about this because I'm trying to be as vulnerable as I can be. Show myself warts, blisters and all. I still have a hard time with myself mentally 24/7. My brain is always working. Trying to.
Yeah, and you have to like calm that. You know, my brain is always working too, but you have to calm that down. Okay, be around masculine men. Be around people that motivate you. Be around people that bring you up, guys. And for me, not many people do that in my life. Okay, so I have to do it all myself. But hopefully one day I can do it to a large range of people. You know, because that's what I want to do, guys. I want to motivate people to be like hardcore, you know.
To figure out what other people are thinking, overanalyzing other people, overanalyzing myself, picking up everything in my environment all around me all the time. Again, another reason why I'm getting checked for autism. My brain is just so...
I don't think he has autism. I think he's fine, bro. I think he has nothing.
My brain... time with myself mentally 24/7. My brain is always working, trying to figure out what other people are thinking, overanalyzing other people, overanalyzing myself, picking up everything in my environment all around me all the time. Again, another reason why I'm getting checked for autism.
The only reason you get checked for autism is so you can take drugs to calm it. You don't have to take drugs to calm it. The only drug you can take is to work out. Just work out a lot, and then you won't have to take any drugs to calm yourself down.
My brain is just so busy all the time that most of the time I have a hard time just getting through the day. As healthy as I'm trying to be and as much better as I am now compared to what I was a few years ago, it's still a struggle. But I've just gotten better at now kind of like knowing my boundaries and my limits where I can sort of pump the brakes.
Dude, I'd move in with this guy. I'd move in with Jacksepticeye for a week or a month, actually. You need about a month. I'd move in with him for a month. And as a coach, I would instantly cure him. I would instantly get him better, guys. And like I said, I'm only doing this for Irish people and famous Irish people because you need masculine people, motivational people around you. You need people that are going to uplift you around you, guys. You know, straight up, bro. Big, strong dudes like bro. When I'm around my friends that are like hitting the gym all the time, I get so motivated. You know, I want to fucking just take on the world, bro. You know, I'm not hanging around little dweebs, like, you know what I mean, little fucking dweebs and shit. Don't hang around those people. Or don't hang around people that don't hang around women that don't like you. You know, if you hang around women that don't like you, won't sleep with you and stuff like that, that also depresses guys because it makes your confidence feel low. You gotta get your confidence up, bro.
Take some time.
I don't know, does he have a girlfriend or something? He needs to like go bang a bunch of hot women, hit the gym, you know what I mean, eat healthy, eat blueberries, chicken, beef.
Kind of like knowing my boundaries and my limits where I can sort of pump the brakes, take some time for myself and just level out.
Yeah.
Instead of overloading myself. And I'm someone who's in a very fortunate position that I can do that. I can wake up someday and be like, I don't want to work today.
And this is the problem, guys. Nobody should ever be like that. Nobody should ever wake up and say, I don't have to work today. Eminem talks about this. He says, I have a 9 to 5 every single day. Eminem's worth like $400 million. Like, why would he ever want to work ever again? It's not about the money. You guys, I have so many friends that are millionaires and really rich people. They're all depressed. They're all overweight. They all look like shit. They hate themselves because, God damn it, you're not working on yourself, bro. You wake up in the morning, oh, la-di-da, the world is fuck the work. Who gives a shit about the work? Why would I need to work? Who cares about the work? That's how you got to this position, brother. That's how you're going to have to keep going now. You know what I mean?
Not everybody has that. It's very, very difficult to be someone who has mental health problems and you have to go to a 9 to 5 all the time. I can't imagine how difficult that is for some people. As someone who's never really had a 9 to 5 job, I got very lucky with YouTube early on and it worked out and I worked hard at it, but let's face it, I've never really worked a 9 to 5 job like most people have, so.
Damn. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna keep it 100% honest. I don't care if this pisses people off, but this dude is so lucky, bro. Like that he grew up and he just hit the jackpot with the videos real quick, so he just doesn't have to work ever again. Like he hit the money like right off the mark, so he never had to work a 9 to 5. Like, dude, you need to do like physical labor or something. Like do something like really hard. Go for like a marathon, just like right off the couch. Like do something that's really stressful. Jiu-jitsu, judo, you know, MMA, something like that, guys. Like you have to do these really hard things to get your mind mentally right, you know. Damn, never worked a 9 to 5. I've worked every job, guys. I've worked so many tough jobs. That's crazy. That's why I'm so grateful now. You know, you're not grateful, dude, because you didn't experience the shit, right? You have to come from the nothing to everything, right? And he kind of just went from nothing. He just kind of went from nothing to everything. He didn't have that like in between part where he was rising up slowly, you know.
It's difficult, and a lot of people just don't want to hear it. There's probably a ton of people who've watched this video now who are kind of like rolling their eyes or turned it off or don't want to hear about it. It's a
Not at all. I want to hear about it. I love this. This is amazing. This has 2.3 million views. This is the most honest I've ever seen this guy ever been. And I haven't watched any of his videos, I don't think. But this is amazing, this video.
Difficult thing, because that permeates everybody. Everybody has mental health struggles. Just some people are better at hiding them. Some people don't want to talk about them. Some people...
I would say people aren't better at hiding stuff. I would say people are more open. You know, you need to be more open, more confident in your abilities.
Think they don't have them. And they
everyone has, you know, health issues to a certain point, mental health, physical health, but don't dwell on them. You know,
just push through life. But I feel like in this day and age, with everything that's going on, the amount of war that's happening in the world, with the amount of election turmoil that's been happening, it feels very difficult to kind of like get through your day without being anxious these days.
I already know this guy's problem, bro. Just too much anxiety. You're thinking about war in Russia. Like, how the hell does that affect you? Like, it doesn't mean anything to us. You live in Brighton. I live in Ireland. Like, it just doesn't affect us at all. This guy just needs like proper advice. I bet anything he goes to a woman psychiatrist or he goes to a female therapist. How much do you want to bet, guys? Hate to be that guy, but it's true, bro. You know, men need to motivate men, guys. It's the only way, bro.
At least for me, I have a hard time doing it, and I'm trying my best to not have that be a thing, but it's just so difficult. I also wanted to say this kind of stuff to relate to other people a bit more, and
like I said, he's the most relatable I've ever seen him ever.
Maybe you can't relate to some of the things I'm talking about because it's very specific to like being a YouTuber. Maybe there are some people who feel what I'm saying, but just
I am a YouTuber. I relate to you very, very well.
To anybody out there who is going through mental health difficulties, and what did it say in like 1/8 of the world has it, and the way the world is designed and the way the internet is designed and the way algorithms are designed and social media and everything, it's just
1/8 of the world has mental health disabilities. I wouldn't dwell on that. Like, don't give yourself statistics.
It's really hard to not find yourself wading into negativity without realizing you're in it. So I just wanted to do this video to kind of like air it all out, say it's okay.
Good. He should have done this video a long time ago.
It's fine. You're allowed to go through mental health struggles. It's okay to take breaks and time for yourself. It's not selfish. You would be shocked to know how many people are going through the exact same situation as you. There's stuff that I've never really talked about publicly, and I guess it's a good time to kind of like mention some things like being in a household that had alcoholism rampant in it. The talk...
Oh, man. You know this guy is from Ireland and grew up in an Irish household. Alcoholism, that's like everyone's household, except, you know, not mine, but everyone in the country has pretty much alcoholism, okay? Because Ireland's #1 pastime is drinking cans, lads. Big bag of cans with the lads.
Of suicide, the act of suicide, has been around in my family and my town and people I've known. Not only that, but having people in my family point guns at each other and say that they're gonna kill someone and then take their own life.
Ooh,
is some
they took their own life. Maybe this dude obviously experienced some PTSD of some sort, taking your own life with a gun. That's crazy, bro. Damn.
And say that they're gonna kill someone and then take their own life is something that I thought was so specific to me, and talking about it at therapy and kind of like opening up a bit more about these kinds of things, you realize that no, it may be a bit more unique, but other people have gone through very, very similar things in their lives. And
it's true.
It feels good, at least to me, knowing that you're not alone, that you're not broken, that there's something not inherently completely wrong with you that other people will never understand, because they will. There's tons and tons and tons of people, unfortunately, who are going through other stuff as well, but...
And even worse stuff, much worse stuff. A lot of people... You know, anything that you think you're going through that's hard now, people are going through 10 times worse stuff.
Who can understand what you're going through.
You just have to be more grateful. Go somewhere poor. You know, go to Azerbaijan or something. Go to like Turkey or flipping Eastern Europe. Go somewhere that's like proper poor. You'll feel a lot more grateful afterwards.
And especially organizations like Samaritans and Crisis Text Line, they're also there for you if you need help. If you feel like there's no one to turn to, they have qualified people who can talk you through situations, and you may...
I love that, guys. You know, people to talk to is the #1 thing. You know, talk about it. But the whole therapy thing is good, but just use it for talking. You know, don't use it for motivation to get better. Because people think that you're going to get better after therapy. It's not really the way it works. You know, you just want to talk your ideas out. but don't dwell on them. Talk about them and then forget about it, you know, instantly.
You think, oh, I don't want to bother them. Oh, what I'm going through is not as bad as somebody else. Just please do it. If you
Dude, bother me, man. Text me anytime.
feel like you need someone to talk to, there is someone out there that can listen, and that's why we're doing it. It feels like mental health is sort of the backbone of society and community, and it feels like it's being pulled at the seams right now. It feels like the threads are being undone. I'm trying to do something that reinforces the fact that there is positivity still out there, that we can battle through it, that we can wade through the problems of the world. And I've always said it, despite how difficult it may seem, that positivity and progress will always happen under the surface anyway. And I still hold that true. I still think that that's something that's been really important to me and something that kind of like helps me get through the day. So that's kind of it. I don't really know what this video is, but I just wanted to sit down and talk and just kind of like get thoughts out, but also...
I love it. He's finally being open and honest. I love it. It only took him 10 years or whatever. You know, like, come on, dude. Like, tell us your life story. Tell us what's going on, bro. Tell us about the, you know, the gun incident where your family are having the OK Corral in the living room. You know what I mean? And I'm joking because all these crazy things that happen should be a joke, guys. You know, anything that crazy happens in your family, you should laugh about it, you know, really, because, you know, you don't want to cry about it. You know what I mean? Like, talk about the OK Corral in your living room, you know, like, it's crazy shit ever. People have I have so many stories, bro, which, you know, I'll talk about all the stories one day, once I blow up on this thing, but...
to talk about Thankmas, December 6th. It'll be in person. We'll have 2 shows at the Orpheum Theatre in LA on December 6th. There's an early show.
I thought it was in Ireland, sorry, in LA, okay, far from here.
And a later show. They'll be slightly different from each other, like they were last year. It will also be streamed, of course, but we have seats to sell, and I would love to see so many people at the show in person, because I'm trying to reinforce that idea of community and coming together and being in the same place as one another. And
I love that.
like seeing each other face to face and not just dealing with each other on the internet all the time, I think is a really big thing for this current climate that we're in. And I care very, very deeply about mental health, and I always have. I want to reinforce that. I want to raise awareness for it. I want to try and raise as much money as we can for it, to train more counselors for both of these organizations, and just try and make the world just that tiny bit better. We've raised $26 million, and I'm hoping that we can push it over 30 for Thankmas.
$30 million, bro. Let me tell you, I don't even want money. Like I said, I'll do it for free. Invite me over to Brighton. I'll stay with you for a month. We'll get your mental correct, bro. This is the thing, bro. And I'm a motivational coach. I have 8 clients right now, fitness clients online. I'll help you out anytime, brother. Ring me anytime.
This year, and I think that goal is very achievable, and I can't wait to see what we're able to do as a community together. But not only ours, but everybody's. You can also sign up to do Thankmas yourself. Any of your communities, if you go to thankmas.tiltify.com, it'll be in the description. You can sign up and make a page for yourself. Other YouTubers can do it if you're watching this. Other streamers can do it. It doesn't matter your size. It doesn't matter how much you want to raise. It's all going towards the same cause. So please go out, spread the word. Let people know that Thankmas is not only happening, that you can watch it and raise money for it, that you can join in and raise money for it if you want to with your own communities. You can come and see the show live if you want to with your friends or on your own. There will be tons of people that you can make friends with. Just please spread the word that it's happening. I want more people to know about that it's going on, and I feel like whenever these things are coming up, I don't talk about it enough, and then it happens and I'm like, here's me trying my best. I want people to sort of break down their walls a bit more and be more open and vulnerable with each other as much as you're comfortable. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I'll see you next time.
Amazing. And
hey,
we're going to leave it right there, guys. Jacksepticeye, if you ever need any mental health support or advice, brother, ring me anytime. Email me. And that's it, guys. You know, I really want to stress the importance of talking to people, you know, having a good support system. Seems like his friends don't support him whatsoever. Seems like his family doesn't, you know, he's on his own type of thing. And when you become rich and famous like he is, you're pretty much on your own, guys, unfortunately. You know, but, you know, living in the country my whole life that he's born from, I see the sort of situation where not be as friendly or as helping as he would like, you know. So email me, chrisstrausswalsh@gmail.com. I love you guys all. Comment down below what you all think, man. Hit my Patreon as well, buy some merch. And that's it, guys. Tell me about your mental health in the comments down below, bro, and hopefully I gave some good advice here, man. You know what I mean? don't be a biatch, man, and protect yourself. I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay free.